Mariners. But the question, of course, is when would we see them? And the answer is today for one guy, a pretty familiar face. Stephen Romero will be in right field tonight for the Mariners. Sean O'Malley had a nice season with the Rainiers, like Stephen did as well. We saw O'Malley a little bit last year in the big leagues. With the Angels, O'Malley will be taking Miller's spot in center field. Well,
I think you first look at Stephen Romero. Had an opportunity to play a number of times last year here with the Mariners. Did not make the club out of spring training. I like the fact that he went back to AAA and put up those numbers, 292 with the 17 home runs. We got to see quite a bit of O'Malley in spring training. This is a guy that looks like he can really run the bases. He's a good defender, plays a number of different positions. We'll see what he can do at the plate, but again, getting an opportunity to play center field tonight.
Yeah, really played all over the place for the Rainiers. We'll take a look at the pitching matchup for this one tonight. A tough lefty up on the mountain for the Astros. It's Scott Kazmir, the third best earner on average in the American League. Don't let the win-loss record fool you. He'll going up against Taijuan Walker, coming off back-to-back wins, both against the White Sox.
Well, you're right. Taijuan's really been pitching well, and you can see 10 wins for Taijuan, his first time through the full season. I think for him today, look, you see it's simple. Stay away from the walks. Altuve's had a good time with him. He's hit 375 off of Walker, and then you have to keep the ball in the ballpark. Taijuan earlier in the year, that was a bit of a problem for him. This will be the fourth time he's seen the Astros. In two of those outings, he pitched well. The one that he didn't, he gave up 3 home runs, so keep the ball on the ground. And then for Kazmir, you're talking about one of the premier left-handers. This guy right here, third in the American League in ERA. Aaron talked about his win-loss record. Tough luck pitcher this year. You're going to see a pretty good fastball. He will throw it a lot, mix in a cutter and a changeup, occasional curveball and slider, but basically a lot of fastballs and the changeup will be the two pitches you'll see the most off of him.
Kazmir has just continued to reinvent his career, one of the best in the American League. Well, we take a look at, some of those home runs that Brad was talking about, our Seattle City Light power plays, and well, we saw a lot of home runs in the first 2 games of this series, and Trumbo at least hit 3 in the first 2 games.
He's hit 3, and last night was a big home run for him. Seems going to hit the train. These guys have hit the train a number of times in this series, but for Trumbo, 3 home runs in the series. Hopefully that'll continue. He is back in the lineup at first base tonight. And then Logan Morrison was not in the lineup last night, came on as a pinch hitter in a 5-5 tie, and he hits a 2-run homer out to right field. That gave the Mariners the lead. Eventually they get the win because of that 2-run homer by Logan Morrison.
Boy, calling that flip there by Logan. Well, he knew that was out the minute he hit it. This series, a big one for the Astros, especially as they're trying to keep that top spot in the American League West. Their Delta Airlines keep climbing standings. The Rangers have been red hot. They've won 5 of their last 6. They're nipping at the Astros' heels a little bit.
Well, they are, and that's the reason why they went out and they got Scott Kazmir for games like this. They're trying to stay ahead of the Rangers, who really are playing some good baseball, only 3 games back, so they're going to lean on Kazmir, and they're going to use their speed tonight. If these guys get on base tonight, expect them to run.
Well, the Astros have been so good at home. They have won more games at this ballpark than any other team in the American League has won at their home ballpark. This will be a tough one today. It's the rubber game of this 3-game series. Mariners and Astros on Root Sports, and it's next. Underway here from Houston, Texas, the rubber game of the series. Mariners and Astros, and a first pitch strike right away to Ketel Marte, leading off at shortstop, as we've gotten pretty used to lately. Belted and a fair ball into the corner. Nice start for the Mariners, and Marte, as he's got extra bases, a stand-up double.
Take a look at the rest of the lineup for the Mariners tonight. Brought to you by Chevron. Following Marte in the last night, it'll be Kyle Seager. Nelson Cruz, the DH, hitting third. Cano. Then it's Franklin Gutierrez. His career against Casimir, .429 with 3 home runs. He will hit fifth. Trumbo, 3 home runs in this series so far, batting sixth. Then Romero, Sucre, and O'Malley round out the 9 for the Mariners. For Casimir on the air, 7 wins, a 2.45 ERA, 137 strikeouts to 48 walks. Opponents hitting .216 against him. He's only given up 12 home runs this year.
He's been awfully tough, one of the best in the league. Now facing Seager, puts it in play right away. Gomez easily there for out number 1, and Marte has to stay put.
Take a look at the defense for the Astros, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Preston Tucker just called up. He is in left field. Gomez in center. Rasmus getting the start in right. Jed Laurie getting the start at third base. Correa and Altuve playing up the middle. Valbuena at first base, and Hank Conger will do the catching.
One on, one out. Marte the double. That snapped an 0 for 10 slide for Ketel. He's in scoring position for Nelson Cruz, DHing tonight. See the last time out for Casimir. Tough luck loss on the road trip against the Twins. Mariners a chance early on here tonight against a tough lefty. And we see Cruz DHing tonight, and Lloyd was talking about it. This is a chance he was trying to find to get Cruz off his feet a little bit.
Yeah, he's talked about that throughout the year to try to keep him healthy.
Keeping an eye on Marte, and it's 1-1.
Well, Casimir, he has a good fastball. It's fastball 91 to 94 miles an hour. Used to be 95 to 97. Doesn't have the same fastball anymore, but he will mix it up, use his changeup. Also has a cutter, slider, curveball. He'll use them all.
Casimir really was the first deadline deal that was made this year. It was about a week or so before the actual deadline of the 31st of July. And he's coming home to Houston, where he's from. He has a home here. This is where he calls his offseason home. And Jeff Luhnow, the general manager for the Astros, has already been very public about wanting to have Casimir come back next year to re-sign him. This is not just a rental, as Marte is able to get into third base easily. The ball gets away from Conger. He was taking off on it.
He'll get a stolen base. We'll take a look at it. Casimir basically just one looking him every time. He's able to time his lead. Really good start as the ball bounces to the backstop. He would have made it into third even if Casimir had thrown a strike.
That's the 4th steal now for Marte.
The Mariners faced Casimir earlier this year when he was still with the Athletics back on July 2nd. He went 8 innings, just 2 hits, no runs against the Mariners, so hopefully that'll change tonight.
Now, he has been solid, to say the least, for the Astros since coming over from Oakland. Has an ERA just above 2.5 in 7 starts. Mariners in this series 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position, and a couple of early at bats here tonight. Down on strikes, 2 outs. First punch out for Casimir.
And he just stayed with his fastball. All the fastballs away from Nelson. This last one off the plate away, just trying to get a piece of it and stay alive.
Now facing Cano. Robinson, 9 hits in his career against Casimir. A third of them have been homers. It'll be interesting to see what the final average is on the season for Cano. Right now at 282. You can see his numbers there. Lifetime against Kazmir. Not a high average, but has had some pop when he does put a ball in play. When you think about it, we've talked about it before, how tough of a year it was for Cano going into the summer. And he has a chance at the end of this season, when you go back and you look through the back of his baseball card years from now, you won't realize, just because the final product will be there. And as Lloyd has said, you trust the numbers, you trust the player, and a guy with a track record. And well, the numbers have come around.
Well, he's been a hot hitter for the last couple of months now for the Mariners, and that's the reason why his batting average has moved in the direction that it has. At one point, he was hitting 238. 282 now, 14 home runs, a couple of home runs more than where he was at this time last year.
Kazmir, like Feldman last night, a guy with the case of the reverse splits. Lefties hitting him better than righties. You can see month by month for Cano, June was a really tough month. Although it's kind of starting near the end of June, he began to pick it up, although the numbers wouldn't reflect it in the overall 212 you see there. But then July and August just white hot. 2 outs, Marte at third base, the double and the steal.
That's the best fastball we've seen from Kazmir so far, 94 miles an hour. And you can see on our EQC tracer, pitching him inside.
Kazmir, a 3-time All-Star, including last year, his final full season with the A's. Now in his 11th big league season, his time is called. With the win last night, the Mariners are now 3-3 on the trip. They split that 4-game series in Chicago. Chance for a series win tonight in Houston. And probably no surprise, as you see Gutierrez on deck. All but one of the games in this road trip so far, spanning 6 games, have been decided by 2 runs or fewer. Marte 90 feet from home. Count stays put. The win last night for the Mariners, only their second in 9 games this year in Houston. This has been a tough place for the Mariners this season.
It has been. They've had a hard time keeping the Astros in the ballpark. The Mariners scoring 7 runs last night, winning the game 7-5. It's interesting with Kazmir, the first 4 pitches, fastballs inside. Now he's gone with a couple of breaking balls away. He'll go back inside with a good fastball again.
To Altuve. And an easy throw there, and the Mariners strand Marte, who led things off with a double at third base. 1/2 inning in the books. We go to the bottom of the first as Taijuan Walker getting set to take them out here in Houston. of this brief 3-game series from downtown Houston as you look in on Minute Maid Park. The roof closed, the air conditioning on. And Mike, how about we take a look at the starting lineup? It was penciled in by first-year manager A.J. Hinch.
Jose Altuve going to lead things off. He has been a hot hitter. Lowry, Correa, and Gaddis, the DH cleanup hitter. Rasmus against Walker in his career, .571, a couple of doubles and a home run, playing right field and hitting fifth. And it's Gomez hitting sixth. Tucker, Balbuena, and Conger round out the 9 for Houston. Taijuan Walker on the year, 10-game winner, 4.53 ERA in 153 innings. He has 145 strikeouts, only 37 walks. Opponent's hitting .252. He has given up 22 home runs this year. Now we'll take a look at the defense for the Mariners, brought to you by American Family Insurance. Gutierrez in left. O'Malley getting the start in center field. Romero is out in right. Seager at third. Marte and Cano playing up the middle. Trumbo, your first baseman. And Jesus Sucre will do the catching.
Right away in play to Seager. Out number 1. It's nice to have a quick and tidy out of Altuve, who, well, you don't want to let him get aboard. Leads the American League in steals.
No surprise to see him swing. He's an aggressive hitter. Or Taijuan. He's had a good fastball this year. His average fastball is 94 miles an hour. At times he'll hit 97. You'll also see his changeup quite a bit, around 89 miles an hour. Starting to throw his curveball a little bit more.
Well, it just would not be a game against the Astros, especially here in Houston, without Taijuan Walker. This is where he made his major league debut. And when you think about Taijuan, who just turned 23 not long ago, this is his 35th career start tonight. It's his 8th against the Astros. Truly, almost a quarter of his major league starts have come against Houston.
Well, this will be his 4th start this year against him. A couple of the outings he pitched really well, and the one that cost him was the one he gave up 3 home runs in, so hopefully he'll keep the ball on the ground. Not an easy thing in this ballpark. Houston has been really good at home this year, 46-22 at home. That's the best home record in the American League. Lloyd McClendon, Rob Nodine out of the dugout. They're going to check on Sucre. Take a look at the foul ball. Protecting his right hand, he has it behind his back. Looks like it went off his forearm.
Sucre had a game earlier in this road trip where he wore the bullseye
in
all
Chicago
night long. Yeah. It'll be all right. Easy for us to say. John Hicks, the rookie, just recently called up. We've seen him a couple of times behind home. One ball and 1 strike to Jed Lowry. I know, Mike, you mentioned the wins at home this year for the Astros. Most in the American League. They have either won or split each of their last 12 home series.
Well, the Mariners have a chance to change that.
And it would be the first time in a while. The last time they lost a series at home, it was at the end of May against the White Sox, when they dropped 2 games out of 3. What a first year for A.J. Hinch and company. Marte into left. It'll be Goody instead. Out number 2. Two up, 2 down, now facing Carlos Correa. Taijuan's only other start here this season at Minute Maid Park was a buzzsaw that he ran into. 8 runs, 7 earned over 3 innings. He gave up 3 home runs. But pitched well back in June, as Mike was talking about, against the Astros in Seattle. That was a tough series overall for the Mariners, that 4-game set early in the season here, not just for Taijuan.
When you look at the Astros offensively, they are 5th in the league in scoring. And they get it done by hitting home runs. They are 2nd in the league in home runs and 1st in stolen bases. So a rare combination of speed and power throughout their lineup.
Oh, 2 on Correa, who missed 4 games in a row because of a hamstring injury, but came back in time to play in game 1 of this series on Monday. Up and in.
Well, after a couple of good fastballs on the outside corner, didn't want Correa diving out over the plate. Just straighten him up a little bit.
And Mike and Taiwan's last start in Chicago, we saw in the 7th inning when he really crippled down to the mound, ended up having a cramp in his hip flexor. And even as he said after the game, if he had maybe just walked around a little bit more, maybe could have stayed in there, but a good opportunity to save some innings.
Save some innings, and they're not going to take a chance on him.
Full count to Correa, 2 outs.
Obviously, at the time, it looked a lot worse than what it turned out, but don't need to take any chances at this point in the season.
Here comes a 3-2 to Correa, and he stays alive.
And it looks like Sucre ended up getting hit again. I'm not sure if it was with the ball or the follow through on the bat. He wants to walk this one off. Right off his leg.
Now, so far, it's been one of those nights for Sucre. This is not when you want to remind him that we are 2 outs into the 1st inning. Long way to go. 2-out walk.
Pretty good pitch. Last 2 pitches, good pitches at the bottom of the strike zone. He didn't get the call on either one of them. You can see right there on the EQC tracer. Pitch number 6 and 7.
Hewitt on the phone. 2 outs, 1 on for Evan Gattis. You mentioned the home runs, Mike, and the stolen bases. The Astros are not a great on-base team. They're 10th in the league in on-base. But with the home runs, when they can get somebody on, that's when they become very deadly.
No, you're right. They're also last in hitting. They strike out a lot.
Right between Sucre's legs, and this easily gets Correa second base.
And a good example of what they can do in last night's game. A number of the guys were running in the game, and it paid off for them.
2-0 on Gattis. Not a guy you want to fall behind in the count. Does not hit for a high average, but 22 home runs, tying a career high. Hit 22 last year with the Braves. The opposite way. First test for Romero, back in a Mariners uniform. That'll do it for the Astros in the bottom of the 1st as Correa is left stranded. It is Dollar Dog Night here on a Wednesday from Minute Maid Park. Line them up. We go to the 2nd. The second here in Houston. Well, kids, get ready to show off your speed when you head to Safeco Field on Sunday, September 13th for the final run around the bases of the season. Following the game, all youngsters will be invited to circle the diamond thanks to KeyBank. Tickets at Mariners.com. Rockies will be in town, final interleague series of the season. Boy, Mike, when we were there earlier this year, not that long ago, that is a different brand of baseball when you play in Denver.
It is. It's strange. It's difficult. We talked about it. It's difficult to manage there. It's difficult to decide if you want to bunt or hit and run because you don't want to give away any outs at all.
Need a deep bullpen when you're in Colorado.
And buckle up for some long ball games.
That's right. And long home runs. Gutierrez leading off the Mariners second. Good numbers lifetime against Casimir. 3 home runs. Casimir has lost 4 of his last 5 starts with the Astros, but has really only had 1 clunker in that span, and he gave up 6 earned runs over 5 1/3 against his former team from years ago in Tampa Bay. He's pitched very well. Really, Casimir's been a guy the last couple of seasons that the win-loss record just has not been reflective with his overall success. Last 2 seasons, 22-18, but an ERA just barely north of 3.
And you can see the change of speeds from Casimir. He's topped out at 94, that last off-speed pitch at 73, and he has a little bit of something everywhere in between that.
Conger sets up outside, and it misses wide. What a night it was for Goody last night. Reached base 3 times, scored 3 times, homered, drew a walk, and also singled. And he clubs this, a foul ball.
Different stories all the time in this game, but I still find it amazing that Casimir, 3rd in the American League in ERA, and it really wasn't that long ago that he was pitching for an independent club, almost out of the game.
And it was right here in the Houston area. The Sugarland Skeeters, only about 30 minutes away from the ballpark. Really, you bring that up, Mike, and you're looking at Casimir versus Gutierrez. 2 stories. Maybe Casimir's a little lengthier because of the time that he was away and the time that he's now been back, but 2 really good comeback stories facing each other as we speak. Really, if you go back roughly 4 years ago, you can make the case that Scott Casimir was, well, maybe the worst pitcher in baseball. He had an earned run average just under 6. In fact, he was doing so poorly with the Angels, they released him even though they owed him almost $15 million. They essentially paid him to go away. And as Casimir has talked a lot about those times, you can imagine he has very publicly said that that was one of the worst moments of his life, when really he was of no good to the Angels at that point. And then it was a series of retooling everything. He knew right away that it was his delivery that he had to fix. That was the problem. That was what was leading to so many runs, so many hits,
so many walks.
A lot of walks, too. You're right. Line drive caught by Lowry.
That was a good battle by Franklin Gutierrez. 10-pitch at bat. Finally had a fastball he could handle and hit it on the button.
This is our Big Fish Casino big catch. Lowry, the shortstop we've seen for so long at third base now with Correa at short, and makes a fine play here.
Now this is one of the reasons why they call it the hot corner. You can't hit it much harder than Franklin does right here. Didn't even get to make a step, just a dive.
One out for Trumbo. Nothing, top of the second.
Talking about Lowry playing shortstop. Well, with the emergence of Correa, going to short. It's interesting the way that A.J. Hinch has moved things around because Valbuena had been their third baseman. So they moved Lowry to third and now Valbuena over to first.
Now you see Correa, just 20 years old, youngest position player in baseball.
He's not going anywhere.
That's pretty evident. 0-2 on Trumbo. Now Mark a 4-game hitting streak, 5 for his last 15. Has homered in back-to-back ball games. And he's hit 3 home runs in his last 8 at-bats. Lloyd was talking about it a little bit earlier today, saying that from what he can see regarding Trumbo, he just sees a guy who's a little more at ease now and a little more comfortable in his new surroundings. Which is not the first time that a manager has said that about a player who was traded roughly mid-season.
Well, I heard that exact thing from Brandon Moss. Brandon Moss hit a walk-off home run for the Cardinals. He had been with Cleveland, and they were talking to him about it, and he said, look, I tried to do too much early. He was really struggling and just trying to be a part of what, this thing that's happening here. And he said that just trying to do too much, and he's just now starting to get comfortable. And everybody handles it differently, and you hope that they get off to a good start, but it's rare that it works out that way.
There's Romero getting set for his first big league at bat of the year. It's been a lengthy top of the second, 10 pitches in the at bat to Gutierrez. This is number 6 coming up to Trumbo.
Gasmer mixing in a lot of changeups. See him throw the 3-2 changeups a number of times. In fact, he threw a 3-2 changeup to Gutierrez that he fouled off before he eventually lined out on a fastball. And again, a 3-2 changeup right there. Back-to-back changes, and that is something that you would not have seen from Kazmir earlier in his career. He would have reached back and just tried to throw it by you. Had a great arm. Certainly was able to do that a lot.
And another 3-2 pitch from Kazmir. And this time he wins it.
And Mark thought that pitch was off the plate, and I think he was right. Yeah. Take a look at our EQC tracer, and it looks like it was outside.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly borderline either. Strikeout number 2 for Kazmir. Out number 2 here in the second. And here's Stephen Romero. A nice season with the Rainiers. Hit .292, 17 homers, nearly 80 RBIs, and a lot of doubles, almost 40 of them. Romero getting the start tonight in right field. Sean O'Malley batting 9th in center field, both making their 2015 Mariners debut. For O'Malley, the first time ever in a Mariners uniform. We saw Romero a pretty good amount last year overall. Played in just over 70 games. Broke camp with the Mariners. 26 years old, out of Tucson, went to Oregon State, former Beeve. And he gets this into left field. Correa couldn't get there. And a 2-out base hit. Nice start for Romero.
He's able to stay on this changeup to 77 miles an hour. Didn't pull off of it, hit it hard in the left field.
Two-out base runner for the Mariners, and it brings in Sucre. Finds himself hitting 8th. Normally we see him in the number 9 spot, but O'Malley is there tonight. Jesus a chance for the first time this year to get some regular playing time, with Zunino now down in AAA. If you hadn't heard, speaking of the Rainiers, the Mariners making a little bit of a roster move today. Jesus Montero optioned down to Tacoma, and we'll see him back here on the 8th when the Rainiers season comes to an end, but a chance for Jesus to get some more regular at bats. As Lloyd said today, it gotten a little rusty, been on the bench a lot, just the way that the lineups had unfolded. He'll be able to get about 30 at bats or so down there. See his numbers this year with the Mariners. Got off to a really nice start since he had been recently recalled, but then some spotty playing time and fell into a little bit of a funk.
Yeah, his playing time was inconsistent, struggling lately, so they want to give him some at bats, let him run a few in a row, and bring him right back up.
Conger doing the catching tonight for the Astros. Last night we saw Max Stassi, although Conger came off the bench late. Jason Castro on the disabled list with a quad injury, but reports are that he is healing quickly. The Astros hope to get him back soon. Romero the single with 2 outs. He's at first. And a close pitch there.
Well, we saw it with Taijuan Walker and now with Kazmir. Home plate umpire Ted Barrett is not giving that low strike. Taijuan hit the bottom of the strike zone a number of times and didn't get the call, and that last fastball right at the bottom of the strike zone.
A lot of foul balls and a lot of pitches this inning for Kazmir.
You can see it, 27 pitches in the inning.
10 of those went to Gutierrez to begin the inning. He lined out sharply to Lowry at third base. And again the 3-2. And Sucre draws the walk with 2 outs. Romero's single followed up by ball 4 to Sucre, and that brings in O'Malley. First at bat in a Mariners uniform here for Sean O'Malley, making his Mariners debut. O'Malley tonight in center field. Born in Richland, Washington, now 27 years old. Went to South Ridge High. You saw him in a handful of games last year with the Angels. And Mike, you really liked what you saw in a lot of ways from O'Malley in springtime.
I did. He had a bit of a tough time swinging the bat. Didn't get a lot of hits, but when they asked him to bunt or when he was running the bases, I thought he was exceptional at that. Could steal a base for you. They played him all over the place, and he did a nice job defensively. And so I'm encouraged by seeing those minor league numbers this year, hitting .293 overall.
Jammed him in a foul.
And I know that that's something that Lloyd and the coaching staff liked about him, his ability to run the bases, and he can move them around.
And he played mostly second base with Tacoma this year, but he also played all 3 outfield positions. Played double-digit games in center field. Also DH, played third base a little bit. For O'Malley, this is only his 17th major league at bat. Runner breaks to third, ground ball, base hit. Romero makes a turn easily and scores. And O'Malley, a nice way to start his Mariners career. He gives the Mariners a 1-0 lead with 2 outs here in the top of the second.
Well, Lloyd McClendon putting O'Malley and Romero in the lineup, and it pays off early in the ballgame with Romero scoring that run after he had a base hit. And then O'Malley going the other way on the changeup. Gets a changeup out over the plate and hits it through the hole on the right side. Good start for the 2 call-ups. That'll bring up Marte. Marte doubled to start things off tonight.
He goes after the first pitch. And a skimming ground ball right to Altuve. And the Mariners strand 2, but they grab a run. Sean O'Malley, his first run batted in a Mariners uniform. At you outside of Minute Maid Park here in downtown Houston, Texas, as the Mariners have taken an early 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second inning from inside Minute Maid Park. We'll take a look at our CenturyLink What's Next. And you're almost making his second start in the Mariners rotation, going up against Aaron Brooks, just coming over from the Royals organization and the Ben Zobrist deal. And then the King, who had his start skipped here in Houston, facing Jesse Chavez. We saw Felix Dubron on the last homestand. Will face Kuma. Colby Rasmus leads off the bottom of the second inning. Mariners have given Taijuan Walker a run. Good numbers for Rasmussen. A handful of at-bats against Walker. Way on a line back to the wall, and it bangs off the scoreboard. Long single for Rasmus.
Looks like a fastball, and it is fastball at 91 miles an hour. Had it at the knees, didn't quite get it to the outside corner. Good play by Gutierrez to hold him to a single. Seen the good fastball from Taijuan yet.
And that neighborhood 95, 96, what you're looking
right.
for?
Yeah.
Up and in, that gets Gomez.
That might have been his changeup, 89 miles an hour. Take a look at it. Yeah, that's a changeup. You can see all the run to it. Just kept chasing Gomez, ended up hitting him in the shoulder.
Well, Gomez is happy that he didn't see the good fastball there. That could have been a lot worse. So right away, 2 on and nobody out for Preston Tucker. Just got recalled today, put in the starting lineup. We saw Tucker earlier this season. He's played in about 80 games this year with the Astros, so a little bit of a familiar face here in Houston. Now Walker had to work with Correa in scoring position in the first. They had Correa at first base, and now he's got Rasmus behind him in second. Gomez aboard at first. Tucker pops it up, and it gets out of play, foul. Now, Mike, sometimes you talk about hitters and how certain hitters just seem to be even better when they have a runner in scoring position, and some pitchers, it seems like they get even tougher when they have a guy in scoring position, and that's something that we've seen Taijuan make some nice strides in this year.
Yeah, he struggled with it early in the season, and what we've seen is all of a sudden you'll see his velocity go up. Do a better job with his changeup down in the zone. Missed with a breaking ball right there, one of the few that he's thrown. But I think that you're right. He's been much better at that. At one point this year, the league was hitting almost 400 off of him with runners in scoring position, but he's turned that around. And through a lot of conversation with that man right there, Rick Waite's pitching coach for the Mariners.
I mentioned the breaking ball, the curveball we saw 2 pitches ago. Only 3 curveballs for Taijuan in his last start against the White Sox. He really was almost exclusively fastball changeup, which we've seen him do a number of times this year. Line drive right field and a base hit. Rasmus steams to third. Romero's throw to the infield. We're all tied up. Rasmus scores from second base.
So far, the recent call-ups are the ones doing the damage. We saw that with Romero and O'Malley for the Mariners, and now Preston Tucker, who was just called up, comes up with a base hit. Off-speed pitch up in the zone. It's a lot easier for a hitter to make an adjustment to an off-speed pitch when it's elevated.
Gomez goes first to third. He was hit on the pitch from Walker, the first pitch of the at-bat. So Taiwan working with runners on the corners, and a dangerous hitter in Valbuena. Valbuena's already set a career high in home runs with 22. He's hit 6 of those home runs against the Mariners. The most home runs he's hit against any team this year. So he's taken Taiwan deep once. One and one. Look up and down the lineup. The Astros have 7 hitters in their lineup tonight with double-digit home runs, and Conger's got 9. To center. O'Malley into the gap. Here comes Gomez. He tags. He scores. And it's 2-1 Astros. First out of the inning.
And we'll take a look at it. I think it's a changeup. Yep, it's a changeup. 89 miles an hour, trying to run it off the outside corner. Was able to get it there, but again, belt high.
That's the trend so far, Mike, elevated?
Yeah, a lot of pitches, especially his off-speed pitches, up. There's a curveball at the bottom of the strike zone, 73 miles an hour.
Conger, former first-round draft pick by the Angels, now his first year with the Astros. To Cano. And a double play. That's what Walker needed. 2 runs come through for the Astros. RBI single and a sac fly. We're through 2 innings. Astros by a run. Races in true HD quality on MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service. College students enjoy a back-to-school offer with 35% off discount. Authentication required. Blackouts and other restrictions do apply. Just visit MLB.TV today. Now, Mike, that bottom of the second was looking awfully rough to begin with. 3 straight base runners, and that could have been worse for Walker. Gets out of it, allowing just 2 runs.
Yeah, it was good. It was able to get the double play from Conger, the #9 hitter, to get him off the field.
2 runs on 2 hits in that inning for the Astros as Seager climbs in for the second time. Gets us up to the scaffolding. Into the corner, and a foul ball by a lot.
Well, you go back to that inning. Pretty good hitting by Rasmus on a fastball, but then when he was off speed pitches, his changeup started to get away from him. He hits Gomez, and then another changeup to Preston Tucker, where he ended up getting the base hit, driving in a run, and an elevated changeup to Valbuena on the sacrifice fly. So hopefully he can get that worked out.
One and one.
Nice try. Come on.
As you walk through the Mariners clubhouse here in Houston, they have, well, Sports Illustrated's, various sports magazines, including Baseball America. And who would you know is on the most recent issue of Baseball America inside the clubhouse? It is Corey Seager, Kyle's younger brother, now the top prospect remaining in the minor leagues at the time of that publication. Seager, a shortstop, Corey that is, with the Dodgers, and a guy that, well, they have basically made untouchable. So many teams have inquired about Corey Seager. First base side, off Valbuena's glove, Altuve to Kazmir, and Seager legs it out.
That will be an infield hit for Kyle. Good effort by Valbuena, the first baseman. Look at Valbuena, diving effort, couple steps right off the end of his glove. Altuve paying attention, tried to make the barehanded play, but Kyle hustling, able to beat it out.
Mariners have the leadoff man reach for the second time in the first 3 innings. Marte began the ball game with a double, and then swiped third base, but was left stranded.
For Nelson Cruz in his first at bat, Kazmir threw him a lot of fastballs, but they were all away. And very careful. He was either going to hit the corner or it was going to be off the plate.
Come on, Scotty. Come on, Scott.
Cruz sitting on 39 homers. And it's 1-2. Now, you could not ask for anything more from this man this season. Hitting well over 300, 311 entering tonight. Leading baseball in home runs. And Cruz down on strikes. Third strikeout for Kazmir.
He just went at him with a good fastball, 92 miles an hour. Tried to go to the outside corner, but he left it in the middle of the plate. Nelson not able to catch up to that fastball. See his fastball tonight. He's thrown 35 of them, 22 of them for strikes. 6 swings and misses on it.
A lot of foul balls tonight against Kazmir. Now facing Cano. We have seen a little bit of a rough strike zone early on tonight on both sides, it seems, though.
First pitch slider looked like it was off the plate.
Congress sets up away again. Seager, the infield single, held at first by Valbuena. When you look at Kazmir's numbers this year, we mentioned third in the American League in ERA. Interest tonight at 2.45. Kazmir has not won a game all year when he's allowed more than just one run. That includes his time with the A's. This year, when Kazmir gives up more than a run, he's 0-9. Twisting pop-up. Lowry, plenty of time for round number 2. And Mike, that kind of gets to the general discussion of the importance of wins and losses. And really, to have the most logical approach to that conversation, the easy way to say it is that sometimes the wins and the losses, they do stack up in terms of the quality of the pitcher. Sometimes a pitcher with a lot of losses deserves a lot of losses. In Kazmir's case, not at all true.
Well, there's so many different factors that go into it. And as you mentioned, he may be going out and doing his job, but if it's a lack of run support, or maybe he leaves with a lead and the bullpen gives it up, there's a lot of factors that go into it.
Because we've had this.
And sometimes it's just that given year where you just can't catch a break.
And you're that guy.
And we've seen that with Felix a number of times.
2 outs for Gutierrez. Because we've had the conversation just casually, Mike, about, you look at the guys who are among the win leaders in baseball. I'll just take Keuchel, 16 wins. It's kind of funny how he's maybe the Cy Young winner in the American League, and he's got 16 wins.
Yeah.
Maybe not ironic. So sometimes they do jive, but not always. Let's look at Felix's Cy Young year.
I think Kazmir getting frustrated again. You can see the first pitch that was called the ball was a cut fastball, and Ted Barrett didn't give it to him. He's frustrated by that.
2 outs, Seager at second. And Seager on to second base. Pardon me, Seager at first. Now at second.
And that will be a pass ball, I'm sure.
And it is. So Goody now ahead of the count, 2-1. Tying run in scoring position. Slap to center. Gomez over its head. And it goes over the wall. Boy, that pass ball coming up big for the Mariners. We're all tied up.
No, you're absolutely right. The pass ball had not happened with the ball bouncing over the fence like that. Seager would have had to stay at third, but because there was a pass ball and he was at second base, that'll be an RBI for Gutierrez. And we'll take a look at it. Right in the middle of the plate, and he hit it hard. Looks like it bounced right off the warning track over Gomez's head. Gomez, he can go get it with the best of them, and that was a solid line drive.
And this is the only ballpark in baseball when you can say it went up the ramp and over the fence.
Good point.
And it does. And as that brings in Trumbo. Kazmir now nearing the neighborhood of 70 pitches.
This is similar to what we saw from Feldman before he ended up having to leave the game last night. A lot of pitches.
And there's a lot of question marks surrounding Scott Feldman now. Exited with discomfort in his throwing shoulder. He said it was tight to begin the ball game, then just continued to tighten up from there. The 1-1. Ball and 2 strikes. And he's scheduled to have an MRI. And the Astros, as you see Feldman there, fortunately, the Astros, for their case, have some depth in the rotation. We saw Vince Velasquez come on, who's been a starter early in the year. But Feldman had the best ERA in the American League last month. Not at all the start you expected to see last night out of him. Long inning, 20 pitches for Kazmir. And a lengthy second as well. Goody, the ground rule double. And now the 1-2 Trumbo. He looks at strike 3, and it looks once again like it was off the plate. Well, he was caught looking earlier. He's not happy with the strike zone. That's been an early trend. We're all tied up. Mariners 2, the Astros 2. All right, Brad, sounds like a plan as it's 0-2 on Altuve. Taiwan got Altuve to bounce out to Seager on the first pitch in his last at bat. It was interesting talking with Carson Smith today, Mike, about that really pretty pivotal at bat late in the ballgame last night in the 8th, with Altuve coming up to the plate and a runner at third base in what was a 2-run lead for the Mariners. And hearing Carson just talk about how you approach a guy like Altuve, because Carson is well aware that, as we've talked about, if it's anywhere near the strike zone on Altuve, he can get a piece of it and can maybe leg it out for a base hit. And he was basically saying just how fine you have to be with your command and your location when you're facing Jose Altuve.
Well, and I like what Carson did last night. He went to his best pitch, was able to get out of that inning last night, and he ended up with 3 strikeouts in a row.
Altuve waits back on a curve, backhand, strong throw, and it's in time to get Altuve. That's a rifle from Marte. I'll take a look at our, we'll tweet your hashtag, use the hashtag RTNWDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
It's one of the few times that we've really seen Marte put a little extra on it. It was because Altuve was flying down the line. What a strong arm he showed right there.
Had to put a lot on that to get Altuve. Nothing on Lowry.
Take a look at Taijuan Walker and his fastball. He's thrown 20 fastballs, 12 of them for strikes, 9 swings. You have to have somebody swing through it. Again, we haven't seen his good fastball at all tonight. See that last one at 93 miles an hour. Topped out at 94 so far.
And a strike that time at 93. High to the gap in left center. O'Malley off the padding. And Lowry just gets in with the tippy toes. That was a little closer than maybe he thought it would be.
I'm sure it was. This is a fastball, 93 miles an hour in the middle of the plate. You'll see it hit up the padding out there. Good play by O'Malley to get it in quickly. Shows a strong arm.
That came right to him. Well, Mike, talking about the velocity from Taiwan, I often wonder if folks sitting in their living room right now on the couch, if they just hold their arms out roughly shoulder width, if you're talking the difference of 3 miles an hour, right, 96 to 93,
that's big.
And you start to bring your arms in together, more to the shoulders, more into the chest. Just how much more time a hitter has if you're looking at 93 to 96, 3 miles an hour.
Well, I think for Taiwan, he has an advantage because he's a big man. He almost feels that he's on top of you. So even at 93, 94, it's getting the home plate in pretty good shape. So when you start talking 96, 97, that's uncomfortable. And that's the difference. These guys today are used to seeing velocities at 94, 95. But from Taiwan, his 96, 97 will really get on you. That was a cut fastball right there. And we talked about it. Look, you go out there every fifth day, you're not always going to have your best stuff. And I think that's something that Taiwan is still learning, how to manage his game when maybe he doesn't have his best fastball. And we haven't seen it tonight.
He's working around a one-out double.
That's a good fastball there. There's the first one,
96. Yeah, Marte. Strong throw to get Correa. There's out number 2.
Well, easily his best fastball at 96 ends up jamming him, and you can see Marte comes up. A little bit of a bobble, but he does this right thing. Just keep running towards your target, cutting down that distance, and eventually gets him by a step.
2 outs, 1 on for Gaddis. Lowry to go ahead run at second base. And this is into right field. Lowry to turn, and the Astros have taken the lead right back.
I'll take a look at it. Looks like a 91 mile an hour cut fastball, and you can see on the EQC tracer he gets it to the outside corner, but again it's belt high.
Rasmus 1 for 1, a single and a run scored earlier.
Singled out to left field, hit a fastball off the scoreboard and left. It's a good play by Gutierrez to hold him to a single.
That's right through it, 0-2.
We showed you the numbers. We haven't seen that tonight. Swinging through his fastball, Aaron, and you were talking about velocity. If he was 96 to 97, we would have seen more swings and misses.
He's ahead of Rasmus, and he finishes him off. Sucre able to hold on to it, and Walker is able to dance around with Gaddis at first, but he brings a run in as the Astros taking the lead back. Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by BNSF Railway, sponsor of the BNSF Blast. Glad to have you with us as always for Mariners baseball on Root Sports. It's the rubber game of this 3-game series here in Houston, Texas. As we go to the top of the 4th inning, the Astros now leading by a run. And it's the bottom third due up for the Mariners. It begins with Stephen Romero. Romero singled and scored back in the 2nd inning. Mike, for Romero, a former Mariners minor league player of the year, and for his career, a .306 hitter in the minor leagues. And nearly 40 doubles this year. And it seems like for Stephen, the next step is just being able to hit, well, it might sound simple, but it's not, being able to hit major league pitching, because it might only be one level up, AAA to the big leagues, but there's a pretty big gap.
Yeah, there's not much more for him to prove at the minor league level, that's for sure. I think, though, Aaron, when you go back and you look at Stephen last year with the Mariners, and this is where it gets difficult. He goes and they weren't expecting him to make the club, but they were looking for a right-handed hitter with some pop to help him out with lefties, and Romero showed him that in spring training, so he made the club. But then all of a sudden you get into that inconsistent playing time, and in the minor leagues you're used to playing every day. An older player can deal with it better, but a younger player just hasn't gone through it, and I think that was part of the issue for him last year. But that's why I was saying I was happy that he went back to AAA this year when he didn't make the club, and was able to put up numbers so he could get back here and get an opportunity to play.
That's got to be the hardest thing to do, right?
Yeah, it is, and you don't realize it until you have to go through it, but it's tough to keep your timing. You feel the pressure of it anyway, and you're trying to do everything you can to stay up here, and you're thinking about all those different things instead of just the job that you have to get done on a given night when you get that opportunity to play. And I think once you've gone through it, I'm sure that he went back and reflected on all of that. And you go down, you put up the numbers again, and here he is. And look, it happens to a lot of players. The majority of the players have to go back. Kyle Seager went back to the minor leagues. It happens. Now you just, you're going to get another opportunity to make the most of it.
2-2.
A lot of pitches for Kazmir. You can see it's 76 pitches for him so far, 48 strikes.
To right field, Rasmus. 1 out. The time is now to join the club as a Mariners season ticket holder in 2016. Whether a full season or 20-game plan, you'll enjoy great benefits. You can test drive a seat today when you contact an account executive at 206-346-4001, or just simply go to mariners.com/16. 1 out, base is clean for Sucre, who walked and was stranded at second base earlier. It's 0-2. Sucre from Venezuela. He actually played on a traveling team as a kid with Elvis Andrews of the Rangers. And how about Elvis Andrews, a straight steal of home last night against the Padres, Mike?
You just don't see that anymore.
Soft pop-up. Rasmus hustling in right in front of Altuve. 2 outs.
So for Andrews at third base last night, you don't see it very often anymore because it's a risky play, and I believe it was the reliever Quackenbush that was on the mound for the Padres. And it was strange to me because he steals home, and he must have taken 3 or 4 steps, and the pitcher never even flinched. And by the time he rushed his throw home, it was wide, and he ends up sliding it straight. So to see a straight steal of home, which means that they didn't try to throw to any other base. A lot of times you'll see guys steal home because the runner at first is stealing second, they throw down, and he takes off and steals home that way. But it's just a straight steal, nobody else on base. And just timed it and used his speed.
It was amazing too against a righty.
Exactly. He was looking right at him.
2 balls and no strikes to O'Malley.
Which to me, it leads you to believe that Elvis Andrus was seeing something, and maybe he was looking down, not paying attention. You don't know, but you would think he would look right at him. But that wasn't the case. And of course, for the Rangers, those are important runs. They're 3 games back.
Yeah.
They saw that the Mariners had beat Houston last night. They'll get their game underway here in a little more than a half an hour in San Diego. But those are important wins for them trying to climb back into the West.
The Rangers right now holding the second wild card.
You can see Kazmir really getting frustrated with Ted Barrett. He thought that last pitch was on the outside corner. And Ted has had a pretty tight strike zone tonight. For both sides, he's done the same thing to Taijuan Walker.
Straight up and out of play. And a walk there with 2 outs. So O'Malley reaches for the second time. The RBI single of the second inning, and now a 2-out walk. Almost 90 pitches now for Kazmir. Kazmir had a start last year in his return to Cleveland. It was the Indians who signed him to a minor league deal after he pitched an Indy ball here in the Houston area, where Jerry Lane was the home plate umpire. And in the second inning, Kazmir was not very happy with the strike zone and never really seemed to be all that heated, but happened to say something that pushed Lane over the top. And he didn't even realize it, but Kazmir got ejected, and Bob Melvin had to go to his bullpen for the final 7+ innings. Kazmir has probably learned his lesson from there. O'Malley stranded, and now you can see talking things over with Ted Barrett. Lining up now, it is Dollar Dog Night. Only spend $4 at a time. Well, I hope you got a big group with you. Seems like not much of a line though, at least early on tonight. Hope you can stick around after the game for Mariners post game presented by Delta Airlines. We'll from Lloyd, from Taiwan, from others as well. Off day tomorrow for the Mariners. A 3-game weekend series in the Bay Area against the A's. There's Gomez beginning the bottom of the 4th. Taiwan behind 2-0. Gomez hit up in the shoulder area his last time up.
And one of the better fastballs we've seen from Taiwan, 95 miles an hour just off the outside corner.
Loses Gomez, the leadoff walk, so Gomez reaching for the second time without a hit. We'll take a look now at our Geico this date in Major League history. This was a lot of fun. Astros and Cubs combined to use 53 players. That's not even possible. In an 8-7 Astros victory, nearly 20 innings. Boy, Nolan Ryan versus Jamie Moyer. Greg Maddux was hung with the loss. That's the last game featuring 3 pitchers who combined for over 900 wins in their career. That's amazing stuff. Here's Preston Tucker, a swinging strike. Those 3 combined for nearly 950 wins in their career. The most by any 3 pitchers who all pitched in the same game since, you have to go back to 1914. Tucker, a former University of Florida prospect, drafted by the Astros. In fact, played the same Gators team as Mike Zunino. They hit in the same lineup. Oftentimes following one another on the lineup card.
And he had a base hit his first time up, drove in a run. A changeup up out over the plate and a line drive into right field.
Gomez the man at first. Walker ahead 0-2. Taiwan a long look in, and now look over. 2 balls and 2 strikes at Tucker. Gomez caught in between. Marte back to Taiwan. And there is out number 1. That wipes away the leadoff walk.
And you can see Gomez leaning. Quick move by Taiwan. One thing that I would like to have seen is if Gomez would have had a little more speed going the other way, see if Taiwan would have been able to catch him. I think he would have.
I think you're right.
And Gomez can really run, but I think Taiwan might have run him down.
I think you might be right. 1 out, now nobody on. 2-2 count to Tucker. chopper to Marte. Round number 2.
He's really shown a good arm tonight.
Seems like that's something that has just continued to improve for Marte. Well, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Talked with Chris Woodward a little bit about that, haven't you, Mike?
I have, and I think more than anything, though, from Marte, because he's just gaining more and more confidence, so it's freeing him up to just cut it loose. Things have really gone well for him, but he looks like he's starting to have a lot of fun playing shortstop up here at the Major League level. Mentioned me talking to Chris Woodward. He said the biggest message that he sends to him all the time is to continue to work, and we've seen that. He doesn't want him to be complacent as a young player. Get your work in every day, and Chris Woodward puts him through the paces.
Still 0-2. Really, it is hard to imagine, and we've mentioned this from time to time, for a young shortstop, a rookie shortstop, to be between Seager and Cano. It's tough to think of better 2 veterans to learn from on either side. Taijuan's 0-2, and he gets him looking. Side retired in order for the first time, despite that leadoff walk. That takes us out of the 5th. Fifth inning, as the Astros lead this one by a run, despite being out hit by the Mariners early on. And like a lot of pitches for Scott Kazmir in this one tonight. And we've seen a lot of fastballs from Kazmir as well. We know that he likes to throw his cut fastball in particular. And so face Seager to begin things here in the Mariners' 5th.
Well, probably more, really, for him tonight, he's been really frustrated by that. As Kyle hits a fastball hard. Actually looked like maybe it was a slider that he hit down into the corner on the first pitch.
Just fair, and for Seager, a 2-hit night so far. 2 for 3, the infield single, now a double. All thumbs up.
That's great. And we'll take a look.
That's the Little League Seager right there.
Yeah, that was the breaking ball. So a good start for the Mariners. Take a look at the fastball for Kazmir tonight. He's thrown 56 of them. 36 strikes, 7 swings and misses.
We need to get a freeze frame of that thumbs up. Seager looks like he's looking for a snow cone.
He's happy about it.
That was fantastic.
A couple of hits.
Oh, that was wonderful. That was wonderful.
He's already scored a run. Would like to score another one.
He's the tying run.
Right, come on, Scotty.
Cruz has struck out twice tonight. High and foul. We've seen all kinds of hand signals back towards the dugout and at times the bullpen. That may be the most simplistic one after a Mariner double. Altuve covering second base. Chad Qualls beginning to loosen up.
You can understand why. 93 pitches as Kazmir works here in the fifth.
For as well as Kazmir has pitched since coming to Houston, he has had a little while ago a string of starts where he didn't really pitch all that deep. We're seeing that tonight. Cruz falls behind 1-2. He had 3 straight starts where he could not finish a full 6 innings. 5 2/3, 5 2/3 again, then 5 1/3. Last 2 starts though 6 and 7 innings.
The Mariners so far tonight 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
It's almost as many hits as the Mariners had the first 2 games of this series, with runners at second or third. And Cruz, I don't see this very often. 0 for 3 with 3 punch-outs.
It looks like he's having a tough time picking up his fastball.
It's been the fastball every time, hasn't it?
It's been the fastball, and it's been the fastball away from him. I'll bring up Cano. Cano 0 for 2.
So 3 of Kazmir's 5 strikeouts have gone to Cruz. And Mike, with that velocity, 92, 93, it leads you to believe that there's got to be something.
Well, one, he has late life to his fastball.
Okay.
It gets on you pretty good. And the other part is sometimes you just don't pick it up early enough. And there are certain guys, for whatever reason, that happens. And it looks to me, all those late swings, even when he was fouling balls off, they were all over the Astros dugout late on the fastball.
Conger out for a word. Kazmir trying to work around a leadoff double by Seager. So far tonight, Kazmir has held Cruz and Cano a combined 0 for 5. Kazmir nearing 100 pitches now. You know, with the new StatCast, we're learning all kinds of things about hard hit rate.
Yes.
And for Cano, it's interesting to learn that he has the second most batted balls at 100 miles per hour or more in baseball. The second most.
And a lot of those coming over the last 2 months.
Seager breaking to third as his tails to left center. Gomez on a bounce, the bare hand. Seager had to hold up. And he's able to come in as Altuve cuts it off. And this game is all tied up at 3 apiece here, the 5th.
And we'll take a look at it. It's like a cut fastball at 90 miles an hour. Kyle trying to steal the base, saw that it was in the air, stopped. Unfortunately, the throw came back into second. You can see Kyle right there. He's not sure And as soon as he sees it, watch him. He'll hit the ground, and he's going to run. And that's going to be it for Kazmir.
Well, Kazmir cannot complete a full 5. He goes 4 1/3, and he exits with the go-ahead run. Cano at first base. Chad Qualls coming in. Will step aside. Scott Kazmir, pretty surprising to see him go just 4 1/3 innings, his final line.
No, you're right. 4 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He is responsible for Cano at first base. A couple of walks, 5 strikeouts, but 98 pitches through 4 1/3.
Chad Qualls on. He faces Franklin Gutierrez right away. Fires in a strike.
And for Qualls, his 50th appearance, ERA just over 4. He's pitched much better than that lately. In his last 20 games, he has a 2.60 ERA. Opponents hitting .219 off him. He's given up 5 home runs.
For Kazmir, tonight marked his shortest start as an Astro. After being acquired around the deadline. Qualls has been around for a while. This is his 12th season, his second here in Houston. And 3 pitches. He gets Gutierrez.
Take a look at this last pitch. You can see Conger set it down and away, and he gets the split there after a couple of fastballs, 87 miles an hour.
Two outs, and it brings in Trumbo. Mark 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts both looking. And in his at-bats, he has not been pleased with some of the calls from Ted Barrett, the crew chief and home plate umpire.
Both at-bats, a couple of fastballs that were off the plate away, but fortunately Ted ended up bringing them up.
Cano's RBI single, bringing in Seager, who doubled to begin the inning. That is how this game is tied up. Soft chopper and foul. And we know that Trumbo has gone deep 3 times in his last 2 games here in Houston. Game 1 and 2 of the series. He's homered 6 times in his last 11 games. Starting to see that Trumbo pop that we saw for so many years when he was in Anaheim. Taking home runs off the rock garden out there in center field. Valbuena holding on Cano. Go ahead run for the Mariners at first base. Comes inside and it's still 1-2. Keeps an eye on Cano. For Qualls, this has been a bit of a homecoming. He began his career with the Astros when Houston was in the National League. He was back in 2004, 2007 in that frame. And then went on a long journey, pitched with the Diamondbacks, with the Rays, the Padres, the Phillies, the Yankees, Pirates, Marlins, before coming back to Houston. Kimbrel stays alive. Mariners have tied it up here in the 5th. This one has, well, the series has been at times a back and forth contest. Last night the Mariners spread the scoring out pretty evenly as they scored 7 runs. Scored in 4 different innings. Home runs last night from Gutierrez, from Trumbo, from Hicks. Pardon me, from Lomo, batting in Hicks' spot. That was a pinch hit 2-run homer. Ended up giving the Mariners a lead in the eventual win. Tight to the line and a foul ball.
And another long Mariner at bat. They've done a good job. Fouled off a lot of pitches tonight. Guys are working hard up there. This will be the 8th pitch of this at bat.
Lowry and on the grass on the run. Cano stranded. A run in. Robinson an RBI single. Seager scored from second, and we're all tied up at 3 apiece. Fans taking this one in, the final game of the series here at Houston, as we take a glance at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. An off day for the guys tomorrow. They'll spend it in San Francisco in the Bay Area, and then a weekend series against the Oakland A's. It'll be Felix on Saturday, and then back home the homestand starts off with 4 games against the Texas Rangers. And Conger begins the bottom of the 5th for the Astros.
And the Mariners have the shift on. That's why Conger thought about bunting right there. There you can see the defensive alignment. Kyle Seager on the right side of the infield.
Along the lines of the calendar and the schedule, the coming schedule for the Astros will be very interesting. 25 games left for Houston. They will welcome in the Twins. They lost a series to the Twins on the road trip before coming home for this homestand. And the Twins right now only a game outside of Texas. In the second wild card spot is you see AJ Hinch, his first year managing the Astros. But then after that 3-game series against the Twins, the next 6 series will all be against the American League West before finishing the season on the road, 3 games in Arizona interleague play. As Conger is caught looking, back-to-back punch-outs for Taijuan Walker going back to the 4th.
And I think it was 6 of those games against the Rangers still, right?
You know, I think that might be true.
Yeah.
2 series, yeah.
In Texas, at the start of today, 3 games behind Houston in the West. Texas and San Diego. The game will get started in about 10-15 minutes.
That's interesting when you start thinking a little deeper about that 3-game series against Arizona. You're in a National League ballpark, no DH, your pitchers have to hit, and now AJ Hinch has to figure out how you want to deal with Gaddis. Can you work him in? You've got Carter in the mix at first base. Gaddis has been, well, we've only seen him at DH, I think, this year.
Right. He has played some left field. You mentioned him being a backup catcher. We've seen him in left when he was with Atlanta.
See Gaddis there. He's a tough guy to miss. Astros right now a 3-game lead in the division. 2-1 to Altuve. The Mariners' final interleague series is coming up on the homestand, a weekend series against Colorado. Jams Altuve and right to Trumbo, and an easy out number 2. And Walker has held Altuve 0 for 3, which is a pretty big deal. On base streak for Altuve right now, 29 straight games. Mariners RBIs matter both on and off the field. For every Mariners RBI during the 2015 season, PACCAR makes a donation to the Page Ahead Children's Literacy Program. The Mariners thank PACCAR for their support in our community. So Altuve 0 for 3, 2 outs. And here is Lowry. Looking at a strike there, 94 on the fastball. Walker's 0-2. Lowry doubled and scored back in the 3rd. He gave Houston a 1-run lead, but the Mariners tied it up with Cano's RBI single to score Seager.
Thought maybe he would try the changeup there. We saw the fastballs climbing the ladder on him that last one up out of the zone. Pretty good fastball at 94, but he decided to go with the curveball instead of the changeup.
And a full count. Not missing by much. Correa on deck with 2 outs. High to left center. O'Malley coasting over, but it is Gutierrez to make the catch. And Taijuan Walker spins his second straight 1-2-3 inning. That takes us to the 6th. Astros all even 3 apiece as we begin things at the top of the 6th inning. I'll change up your commute. Take our online trip planner for a spin at soundtransit.org. Glad you could join us for the finale here in Houston. Aaron Goldsmith, Mike Flowers, and our entire Root Sports crew as Stephen Romero will kick things off in the top of the 6th. The bottom third of the order due up.
And they've done pretty well. 6 plate appearances, and they've been on base 4 times. Stepping with a base hit his first time, up 1 for 2 and scored a run.
To the first pitch strike. We were talking earlier tonight about the recent news that James Paxton will pitch in the Arizona Fall League for the Mariners. And based on what Jeff Kingston has said, it sounds like as soon as the season is over, Paxton will quickly rush to Arizona before the Fall League even begins, and will try to get a start or 2 in the Instructional League. And then we'll piggyback that with the Fall League so that Paxton can get even more innings. Paxton rehabbing tonight for Tacoma. And as he gets through that healthy, we will see Paxton in the Mariners rotation when we get back home.
And it'll keep him on his schedule. And obviously, he's missed just about the entire year, so he just needs to get some work in.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Lloyd hoping for Paxton that he can get out to about 80 to 90 pitches tonight, but it's hopefully his final rehab start. Romero swings through an off-speed pitch there. There's out number 1. Well, Paxton's not the only one that will be representing the Mariners in the Fall League. David Rollins now in the Mariners bullpen. Tony Zick, we haven't had a chance to see him in a game, but he was just called up. DJ Peterson. Peterson was in the Fall League last year. He'll be there again this season. Former first-round draft pick for the Mariners a couple of years ago.
Sucre 0 for 1. Flew out to right field. He's also walked.
behind 0-2. Bullpen for the Astros, the second best in the American League in ERA, just barely above 2 3/4. Will Harris, Oliver Perez was warming up earlier. And you can talk about the home runs, you can talk about the steals offensively, but really it's the bullpen that's been probably the biggest difference from last year to this year for the Astros. Now the pitching overall, they have the best pitching in the American League. When you combine the rotation of the bullpen, even better than Kansas City. And the Royals' rotation has certainly struggled this year. The bullpen has helped to buoy their overall pitching numbers.
And you look at their rotation, Keuchel, McHugh, Kazmir tonight didn't have a particularly good night tonight, but again, third in ERA himself as a starter.
Correa's way, the backhand. Round 2. The press release coming out today surrounding Dallas Keuchel, named American League Pitcher of the Month. Keuchel, a sub-2 ERA. In the month of August, we saw Keuchel back in game 1. 1 run for Keuchel over 7 innings. He struck out 8. For Keuchel, that's the 3rd time this year he has won American League Pitcher of the Month. He won it in April, he won it in May, and now wins it in August.
Sean O'Malley going to step in, having a good night. Been on base both times, had a base hit in the 2nd inning and drove in a run and walked. This will be his first time hitting left-handed. He's a switch hitter.
Going bunt and taking outside. O'Malley really showed a lot of versatility with the Rainiers this year. Mostly played at second base. In all 3 outfield spots. As he lines this into right field. So O'Malley reaches for the 3rd time. It's his 2nd hit. And a 2-out single.
Well, he's going to get a pitch in the middle of the plate at 91 miles an hour. Stays on it and lines it into right field. So he's got a base hit hitting right-handed, now a base hit hitting left-handed. A.J. Hinch, the manager, out of the dugout. So he's going to make a pitching change.
Already a solid Mariners debut. Will Harris coming on for the Astros with 2 outs. And the go-ahead run at first base. We'll be right back. 2 with 2 outs, and that puts the go-ahead run at first base for the Mariners here in the top of the 6th inning. Chad Qualls done for the night. He gives things over to, boy, tough righty Will Harris.
He has really pitched well for A.J. Hinch this year. We talked about the improved bullpen. He's a big part of that. 53 appearances, just a 1.40 ERA for him. 57 strikeouts in the 58 innings that he has pitched. Opponents hitting just 154 off of Harris. And he will get the leadoff hitter, Ketel Marte.
Well, this is something Harris has been so good at this year, and that is stranding inherited runners. He inherits O'Malley at first base. Has hardly let one score this year. Leads the Astros in relief innings. And he fires a first pitch strike to Marte. The ERA that Mike was just talking about, 1.40. That's the 3rd lowest earner and average among American League relievers this season. Oh, 0-2 to Marte with O'Malley at first. We saw Harris Monday night. He tossed a scoreless inning, sat down all 3 batters that he faced. Ball and 2 strikes as Conger keeps it in front of him.
With a couple of outs and a 1-2 count to Marte. Good time for O'Malley to try to steal a base right here. If he gets thrown out, you'll have Marte leading off the next inning.
He swiped 20 of them this year with the Rainiers. We saw some of that speed in spring training as well. Keeps an eye on him. There goes O'Malley, and it's right through Conger. O'Malley takes a little bit of a turn, stays put.
He's really having a good night. Take a look at it. It's not a speed pitch, and it's a breaking ball, curve ball.
First stolen base for O'Malley. And now the 2-2 to Marte. And a full count.
Kyle Seager waiting on deck. Kyle already with a couple of hits tonight, scored a couple of runs.
Marte a double to begin the ball game, trying to reach here to keep the 6th inning alive. And he chops it softly to Altuve. Short throw, and O'Malley stranded in scoring position. That'll take us to the bottom of the 6th inning, all tied up at 3. That's right. Thank you, Brad. As Carlos Correa begins the bottom of the sixth for the Astros. Well, you know, Mike, coming into this series, we've seen Correa before. So much talk around this young man that, well, for many, the American League Rookie of the Year. O'Malley, easy play out, number one. Miguel Sano has really been impressive. We saw him with the Twins. He just won Rookie of the Month in the American League. 278 in August. Sano, 9 home runs overall this year. Sano's power numbers are catching up with Correa.
No, you're right. And he has power to all fields. Big man. We saw him when we were in Minnesota.
And he homered again tonight off the batter's eye at Target Field.
And so far, he's the difference in that game, and the Twins right there in the wild card race.
Yeah, it's a deep lift, but O'Malley plenty of space. Center field is not where you want to hit it here in Houston. 2 quick outs. It'll be interesting to see what the dimensions of this ballpark are next year when the hill is gone and how much that fence is brought in. You can see 436 and the flagpole in play. Craig Biggio's number 7, now a Hall of Famer. There in the center field grass. Towles Hill.
We see him here at the ballpark all the time. He's usually down on the field during batting practice.
Has a bit of a supervisor's role. Rasmus, right field. Romero nearing the track. 3 fly ball outs and a very quick bottom of the 6th inning for Taijuan Walker. Mariners and Astros all tied up 3 apiece. Final game, deciding game of this series as we take a look at our T-Mobile Data Strong fan photo of the game. And good old Bobby Bullfrog tweeting our way tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Kyle Seager will start things off at the top of the 7th. Seager, Cruz, Cano.
Kyle really having a good night. 2 for 3 tonight. Has a double. He scored a couple of runs. Talked about it with Kyle. It struggled through the month of August. Finished strong that last week and really been swinging the bat well here in the first couple of days of September. And the Astros will have to shift on with Kyle hitting. Kyle has his average at 264 now.
You've seen that shift against Kyle a lot here in Houston. Will Harris, the 3rd pitcher tonight for A.J. Hinch. You can see a good look at the shift there. Seager now a 5-game hit streak with the 2 hits tonight, the infield single, the double. On those 5 games, Seager 10 for 21, batting almost 500. Kyle ahead of the count, 3-1.
Well, they tried to take advantage of the 2-0 count. Kyle also has 21 home runs on the year. Fouling the fastball off as Nelson Cruz waits on deck, so another good count for him here in 3-1.
And he draws the walk to lead things off at the top of the 7th. Leadoff man reaches. Kyle aboard for the 3rd time. Wednesday, September 9th is Mariners sunscreen night, and the Mariners take on the Rangers. The first 10,000 fans will take home sunscreen courtesy of BASF. Stop by any Mariners team store or mariners.com for tickets.
Nelson Cruz had a tough time with Scott Kazmir. He struck out 3 times, all of them swinging. Different look for him now, so hopefully a different result. Kazmir pitched him away the entire time, and the first pitch to him from Harris right on the outside corner.
It's hard to imagine a 3-game series here in Houston where Nelson Cruz does not hit a home run.
I would agree.
Based on his success that he's had in this ballpark, based on how many he hit in August, he hit a dozen of them. Time for the most in the month of August by any Mariner, and a pretty good list there. Take a short list of that.
And Harris continues to stay away from him. 3 fastballs in a row, each one further away.
Still a ball and 2 strikes to Cruz. Conger tracks it down 2-2. Almost every game on this road trip has been close. The trip right now 3-3 for the Mariners. The off day tomorrow, and then a 3-game weekend series against the Oakland A's from the Coliseum. Seager leading at first, held by Valbuena. You think about the success that Harris has had, and we've seen some good sinkers in this series. Feldman won, although really more, he used to be a sinker guy more than he is now, but Keuchel, who has really been the blueprint in the majors for recent years. But Harris, this has been his best ground ball season of his career. His highest ground ball rate has been this year for the Astros.
Well, we've talked about it before, but if you can keep the ball on the ground, you can pitch in any ballpark. And this is not an easy ballpark to pitch in when you look at his numbers and consider how the ball flies out of here. So keeping the ball on the ground has certainly served him well. Again, a 1.40 ERA for Harris.
Opponents barely hitting 150 against him on the season. And a full count. Mariners had some really long, stingy at-bats tonight. Cano on deck. Nobody out. Seager at first base after the walk. This is pitch number 9 on the way, but first to peek at first. Fifth in terms of home runs per game in the major leagues, right here at Minute Maid Park. To center field, and it's in front of Gomez. Seager cuts it at second, coming into third, tag applied, and he's safe.
Very aggressive base running from Kyle to get to third on that. Gomez in center field. He can not only just run it down, but he has one of the better throwing arms in the league. I think because Kyle saw him moving to right center, he decided to take a chance on it. Hits it clearly there. Lowry thought that he kept the tag on him and then maybe Kyle came off the bag. Astros dugout taking a look at it. Kyle clearly beats it.
And he stays on it the whole time, it looks like.
Well, A.J. Hinch out of the dugout.
You can see the recoil, just that full-on slide, his knee buckling up.
And they are going to take a look at it.
Astros challenge underway.
Again, they go through the scouting report and they'll tell you who can throw in the outfield and who cannot. Most of the outfielders for the Astros on a given night, they all have pretty good arms. And Gomez, one of the stronger arms. This is a good throw from right center field with his momentum taking him away from the base. As we take another look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo and the slide by Kyle. Looks like his heel is still dragging on there. I'm not sure he ever lost contact. His heel came off right towards the end, but haven't seen a look yet to where they're going to overturn the call.
And what we have learned time and time again, when it comes to the challenges, when it comes to the replays, the most important factor is what was it originally ruled.
Right. And he was called safe, so we haven't seen enough. What I've also learned over the course of the summer, you never know, Aaron.
That's fair. You're right. There have been a number of challenges where you thought, oh, the Mariners would never win this, and they did. And there have been plenty of challenges where you thought there's no way the Mariners could lose this, and they would. It can happen on either side to either team.
Well, it's a big play in the game. Obviously, it's tied right now, and Kyle, if he is safe at third, there's still nobody out with Cano coming up, and Cano had a base hit his last time up, drove in Kyle to tie the game at 3-3.
Let's focus here on the back foot. The front foot we know comes off the bag. You can see it right about now. And the heel, it looks like Mike just scrapes the front edge of the bag the whole time.
The question is when his back foot and the heel came off the bag, did his hand get to the base before his heel came off? And I haven't seen anything that shows me that that wasn't the case. And Chris Conroy, the third base umpire, called him safe.
Meanwhile, Harris will toss to Conger and try to stay loose, try to stay warm here. This one's taking a little bit of time.
Well, here we go.
He's safe. Call stands. That's some good base running.
Very good base running, an aggressive play, and it pays off for the Mariners because they're in really good shape now with Cano walking up to the plate. Robinson again 1 for 3 tonight. The one base hit he had drove in Kyle his last time up. That was in the fifth. So the call stands.
For Perez warming up in the bullpen.
Josh Fields next to him, the right-hander.
Just came back up from the minors. First pitch strike to Cano. Even though Harris is a righty, he has been very stingy to left-handed hitters this year. Lefties hitting just 135 entering tonight off of Harris. Cano high to the corner in right field. Has a lot of hook to it. And finds the second deck for the foul ball. So Robinson behind 0-2 right away. Seager at third base. Led off this inning with a walk. Not close to make it 1-2. Missing badly again. 2-2. The Mariners were able to chase Scott Kazmir out of the ball game of the fifth. He went just 4 1/3. The man who was third in the league in earned run average. And right now Cano has to go ahead and run 90 feet from home. The 2-2. Right back to Harris, and now Seager trying to buy some time. Cruz coming to third behind him. Cruz will be safe. Cano into second base.
Really good base running again by Kyle Seager. We'll take a look at it. Right back to Harris. He checks Kyle. If Kyle does not go, they probably get the double play. So then you have a runner at third and 2 outs. But because Kyle stayed in the rundown just long enough to let Cruz and Cano move up, they're in a better situation than they would have been in. And Kyle, understanding that, he made sure he started at home, and at that point he just wanted to stay in the rundown as long as possible. Keeps them out of the double play. Still a good opportunity now with just the 1 out.
And she'll stay with Harris facing Gutierrez.
And they're going to put Franklin on, go after Trumbo. Franklin has been a hot hitter for the Mariners. But Trumbo, he's hit 3 home runs in this series. And there isn't going to be anywhere to put him.
Cruz at third, Cano at second base, and Goody soon to be at first. 1 pitch away. Fields and Perez have been warming in the bullpen. Trumbo 3 home runs the last 2 games. And we'll take a look at the home run that he hit Vince Velasquez last night.
Well, he hits this home run and hit right up the front of the train up on the tracks.
The train hasn't moved much from last night, it doesn't look like.
Going to play the middle of the infield back for the double play.
Strike 1. It's been a long inning for Harris. 23 pitches now.
I had the Mariners 3 for 11 tonight, runners in scoring position.
Mariners were 3 for 17 with runners in scoring position the first 2 games.
Stephen Romero waiting on deck.
Trumbo into right field. Rasmus, a pretty good arm. Cruz tags. Cruz coming home. Conger the tag, and he's out.
Lloyd out of the dugout. He wants Ted Barrett to hold people up. He thought maybe Cruz was able to get in there.
You can see Cruz shaking his head right away.
Well, he just wants to have a chance to have the guys take a look at it to see if it was the right call. And you mentioned Erasmus with a strong throwing arm. We talked about that early, but a good play by Conger. Quick tag, see if he gets his hand down before he touches him. It's hard to tell right there. He clearly gets his hand across the plate. Ted Barrett, the umpire, blocking right there. It looks like it's a good call.
No challenge. Double play. Played the plate into the top of the 7th. Washington's lottery win would change your bucket list. Play today. Inside the concourse here at Minute Maid Park, we remain tied at 3, and we'll take another look. We got a really good angle now at this plate-to-plate, Mike.
Well, you can take a look at our Alaska Airlines Supermo, and as Cruz is trying to get his hand on the plate, Conger gets the tag on him right there just before he touches it, so it was a good call.
Ted Barrett, a good angle, a good look. Home plate umpire and crew chief. Goes around 0-2. Gomez beginning the bottom of the 7th.
And you can see it with Taijuan Walker. 85 pitches for him so far, 52 strikes. Bullpen is starting to move around. Nobody throwing yet.
Only 5 pitches to get 3 outs for Taijuan in the 6th inning. And to face a lot of hitters the first 2 or even 3 innings. It's really settled into a pretty nice group since then.
And you can see the fastballs tonight for Taijuan. 52 fastballs, 33 strikes. Swing and miss on just 3 of them.
And a full count. A lot of fastballs tonight for Taijuan. Seager bends at the waist. Long throw. Gomez out, number 1. Brings in Preston Tucker. It's 9 in a row sat down now by Taiwan.
Preston Tucker is 1 for 2. Got a base hit in the second inning and drove in a run. Kenson getting loose.
Looks like Zick on the left, just recently called up. First pitch strike to Tucker. Pops it up, shallow left. Marte making sure that ball is his for out number 2. Almost took flight. Sunday, September 13th is Salute to Native American Day at the ballpark when the Mariners host the Rockies. First 10,000 fans 21 and over will take home a stylish blue and yellow Mariners cap courtesy of EQC. Just visit mariners.com tonight for tickets.
And this is the guy, as you looked at the bottom of the 7th inning, Valbuena stepping in. He's the one that you have to be concerned about. Only hitting .210, but he has 22 home runs. He is aggressive on the fastball early in the count.
He mentioned his low average. He has the second lowest batting average of balls in play in all of baseball. Only Stephen Drew of the Yankees is lower. So most of the times even when he puts it in play, it turns into an out. He has hit a career high in home runs. Big swing and a miss. There's a good fastball from Taiwan.
Yeah, he really went for it.
Carson Smith up along with Zick. 2 outs and Taiwan ahead of the count, the 1-2. You see that mid-90s fastball then going with the curve. Good velocity once again, keeps it at 1-2.
It looks like the last couple of innings he's turned it up on his fastball. We're seeing more 95, 96 on his fastball now.
Pitch count approaching 100. Valbuena has hit more home runs this year against the Mariners than any other team. Always dangerous. Now full count. Conger would be next. 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch number 9 coming up.
You can see all those pitches really trying to keep the fastball elevated. Valbuena, very good low ball hitter. Last fastball on the inside corner, right at the top of the strike zone.
One pitch away from number 100 on the night. Taiwan's 3-2, and he loses him. A 2-out walk. 9-pitch plate appearance for Valbuena.
That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Hank Conger. Taiwan now at 100 pitches. 100 pitches, 60 strikes from him.
That brings a string of 10 in a row set down by Walker.
Mariners have the shift on with Conger hitting. Kyle Seager has moved to the right side of the infield. Marte the only one on the left.
Look at Taiwan's last 4 starts. He had walked 3 batters total in those 4 starts, 3 tonight. You'd have to think that there's a tendency for a pitcher to try to be a little fine when you've got as many dangerous batters in a lineup as the
well,
Astros.
especially and you have a tie ball game and it's late in the game, but he needs to get after Conger here. I think you have Altuve waiting on deck.
He's been able to hold Altuve 0 for 3 tonight. Done a good job against him.
So hopefully he can locate a good fastball right here. Went with the breaking ball and missed.
That's a 3-ball count to now 3 of the first 4 hitters this inning.
You have to believe that if he loses them and Altuve walks to the plate, we'll probably see Carson Smith. Carson able to strike Altuve out on a slider last night.
It's a strike there. .22 pitches this inning for Walker. Two outs. Go ahead run at first. Hard hit and a fair ball. All the way to the corner. Valbuena already to second and to third, and he's held there. And with 2 outs, 2 in scoring position. Conger a double down the line.
Well, and I'm sure that Lloyd will probably put Altuve on. You have Lowry due up next. We take a look at this last pitch. He just challenged him with a fastball in the middle of the plate. 95 miles an hour. Dugout now.
We saw Carson Smith warming up. This will be a rematch of last night's 8th inning. Carson won that one. Got Altuve to strike out on a slider. Try to do the same tonight. And he exits with the go-ahead run at third base and a runner at second as well. Final line.
6 2/3, only 5 hits tonight, but 3 runs. They were earned. He is responsible for the base runners that are out there right now. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. He threw 105 pitches, 62 of those for strikes. Now Carson Smith is going to take over. This will be his 60th appearance on the year, 2.78 ERA. 75 strikeouts over 58 in the third. Was able to strike out the side in his appearance last night. Giving up a couple of home runs. Opponents hitting just 198 off of him. I said it last night. One of the guys he struck out was Altuve, who is due up. You have first base open. We'll see how Lloyd wants to play it. Lowry, the batter on deck, much better from the right side, hitting 326. Left-handed, he's hitting just 193 on the year. Take a look at Taijuan Walker. Well, he found his good fastball in the last couple of innings. We were consistently seeing 95, 96 from Taijuan. And there you can see the numbers against Carson Smith. 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts. And they're going to pitch to him. Last night it was the slider from Carson. He wasted one fastball up and in, but after that it was nothing but sliders away.
Now this should be good. Valbuena at third, the go-ahead run. Benson back. Two on, two out. And a strike there to make it 1-1.
Carson's fastball typically 92 to 95 miles an hour. His best pitch, especially to right-handers, is his slider. He'll mix in a changeup to the lefties from time to time.
He's going up against the man who leads the league in hits. Not have one tonight. Way outside a little boy, gets smothered there from Sucre. Altuve has reached in 29 straight games. Has been all over the bases the last couple of nights. And a strike.
Altuve thought that pitch was high, borderline. You can see it was the slider. He thought it was up.
Now both sides have been chirping most of the time pretty politely to Ted Barrett tonight.
And we'll take a look at it. 84 miles an hour.
You can see Sucre just closed the blinds a little bit there,
helping him out.
Full count.
Carson knows he had first base open. Probably going to throw his slider. If he misses off the plate away, that's okay. Don't want to throw anything in the middle of the plate right here. You do not have to give in to him. Emergency swing. Buckled him a little bit, still able to get a piece of it.
All tied, bottom of the seventh, 2 outs, 2 on, and a full count. You can see not many full counts for Altuve. We've talked about it a lot. Swings early. The 3-2, and he whiffs right through it. The slider from Carson Smith, and he punches out Altuve, who is now 0 for 4 tonight. Go right to our Columbia Bank difference of the game. And Mike, late in the game, second night in a row, a man at third again, and a big pitch from Carson Smith to Altuve.
Yeah, you're right. One of the best hitters in the league, and he gets him 2 nights in a row. Went with the slider, threw it off the plate. Well executed.
You can see Taiwan's reaction. You know, Mike, maybe more than anything is we got that good look, the nice angle on the swing and the miss there from Altuve. It doesn't seem like you see too many times where Altuve's kind of reaching out of his shoes like he has been in those 2 at-bats.
I think it's because he's uncomfortable with that slider, and that's why Lloyd went to him. Look, he was 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts, now 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts. Taiwan Walker congratulating Carson. And Pat Neshek's going to take over for the Astros. We have a pinch hitter in Logan Morrison. I think we've seen this matchup.
I think so. And Neshek is not too thrilled about it. It was Lomo with the pinch hit, 8th inning 2-run homer last night off of Neshek. That gave the Mariners the lead in the eventual win.
He's going to pinch hit for Romero. Astros will put the shift on with Logan hitting.
Starts him off with strike 1.
Different start last night. Logan was able to get ahead of him 2-0 and had a fastball. It was probably middle away. And he hit a screaming line drive into the seats in right.
And we take a look at that home run from last night from Logan.
2-0 count, and there's the fastball, middle away.
And he hammers this into the corner, but for the second deck and foul.
For Neshek, 56 appearances, a 3.35 ERA, 48 strikeouts, and 48 in the third. Opponents hitting just 207, but he's given up 7 home runs, one of them to Logan.
Drops down to 70 miles an hour that time. That just fluttered home. Lomo fights it away. It's really shades of Logan from last year in some regards. You look at Logan's home runs this season, over half of them have come in the 7th inning or later. And last night a part of that. Seven of his 13. Check again, the 1-2. Looks like Logan Kinsing in the bullpen. Congress setting up well off the plate. And you count 2-2. And Logan has fouled off 3 pitches. Pitch number 8 coming up. Full count.
Sucre waiting on deck. And a leadoff walk.
Neshek puts the go-ahead run at first base.
We'll take another look at Nelson Cruz trying to score. Was thrown up by Rasmus, the right fielder. And Sucre's job right here is going to be to get a bunt down. Take another look at Nelson as he's tagged out. Lowry, the third baseman, in at third. In on the grass.
And it has been announced in the press box that Cruz is done for the night with a right quad strain. Cruz tonight DHing.
Well, we've already seen Morrison. You have Miller, Smith, and Hicks left on the bench.
Lomo the go-ahead run at first base. Bunt by Sucre. Neshek to field it. And it's over. Altuve. Lomo steams into third. And Sucre into second.
It'll be a sacrifice bunt, E1. And a great break for the Mariners. Take another look at it. Really good bump by Sucre. And you have Altuve covering. Great break.
Now that is huge.
Well, and also bring up Sean O'Malley. He has had a good night. He's been on base all 3 times. He has a couple of hits. He walked back in the 4th inning. And he's picked up an RBI. So he has a chance to have a huge night.
O'Malley making his Mariners debut tonight. First pitch, right field, and it's well in front of Rasmus. The Mariners have taken the lead. Lomo crosses home. And what a Mariners debut for Sean O'Malley, the local kid. He's put the Mariners on top here in the 8th.
Well, let's take a look at it. Being aggressive first pitch, little breaking ball, maybe the changeup, 83 miles an hour. And the Mariners get to Neshek 2 days in a row. It was Logan Morrison with the 2-run home run. Logan pinch hits, walks, ends up scoring a run right here to give the Mariners the lead. That'll bring up Marte.
Marte jackknifed on the first pitch. Now, it's not exactly how they drew it up. It's even better. Infield in, Altuve looking at third. Sucre buying some time. Conquered the tag, and both runners advance. Not the first time we've seen that tonight.
We'll take a look at it. You can see right where they're playing, Altuve playing in. Didn't appear that that was the contact play. But again, Sucre staying in the rundown long enough for both runners to move up. See how close Altuve is. He's actually in on the grass. Put Kyle on, and we haven't seen who's going to come out. It'll be Seth Smith is going to come out on deck. It looks like Oliver Perez, the left-hander, getting loose in the pen for the Astros as they put Kyle on.
But a good night for Seager, an infield single, a double. Milwaukee has scored twice. Perez and Fields both warming up. A.J. Hinch's ball club a 3-game lead for the top spot of the West. And the biggest play in this game tonight so far has been the error on the throw to first base by Neshek, as the bags are packed.
And A.J. Hinch out of the dugout. Seth Smith just announced, so he's going to make the pitching change and get Perez.
Mariners have taken the lead, 1 out, and the base is full for Seth Smith. Seattle Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. By Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. By Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. This has been a big inning so far for the Mariners and a chance for more as they chase Pat Neshek out of the game. As we wrap up the series here tonight under a full moon from Houston. Oliver Perez, the former Mariner, on.
Only 8 appearances for him. Giving up 10 hits in 5 innings. Good news for the Mariners. A lot of speed on the bases. O'Malley can really run. So can Marte at second. Kyle Seager at first. Seth Smith hitting for Cruz. Nelson with a quad injury had to come out of the game. So Seth will take his at bat. See what he's done against Perez. 2 for 5 with a strikeout against Oliver.
One ball and 1 strike to Smith off the bench. Perez now the 4th reliever used tonight by A.J. Hinch. The starter did not go deep. Kazmir 4 1/3. And therefore a strike. O'Malley gave the Mariners the lead. He's now at third. Marte stands at second base, and Seager intentionally walked at first. 4th time for Seager on base tonight. Holds back. Conger out for a word with Perez.
Come on, Ollie.
This inning began with a leadoff walk to Logan Morrison, pinch hitting. Soft chopper. Altuve on to second. That's all they'll get. The Mariners grab another run. It's O'Malley. And the lead now stretched to 2 here in the 8th inning with 2 outs.
take a look at it. Stays on the slider just long enough. Altuve able to get Seager as he slides in the second, but that'll pick up a run. So Seth, knowing that's the most important thing, running hard, no chance for the double play.
Cano with 2 outs and runners on the corners. Hard to think of many times this year where Seth Smith has walked back to the dugout and you've said, you know, that just wasn't a very good at-bat.
With 2 strikes, he was just trying to put it in play, and he was able to do that, and look what it did. It helped your club out. You have to get that runner in. And Seth, a veteran, been around. Tough pitch, too. Slider that was borderline.
Oh, 2. Lomo and O'Malley have both scored here in the 8th. Marte, the man at third. Smith at first base. High chopper, and it's snared by Valbuena. The Mariners strand 2, but they get 2. And they have taken a 5-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Taken a 5-3 lead. They get 2 runs in the top of the 8th. Taijuan Walker getting the start tonight. A quality start, Mike, and the fastball started to tick up near the end.
No, you're right. Early on, it didn't have the good fastball, but towards the end, it really amped it up. He was 95, 96 miles an hour. Just curveball a few more times tonight, but a good outing for Taijuan Walker, and this was the big at-bat. Altuve, their best player at the plate, and Carson Smith comes on to strike him out. He was able to do that back-to-back nights for Carson Smith.
That was huge. So Smith does his job, and he hands it over now to Logan Kinsing. And Lomo at first base taking over for Trumbo. Trumbo was moved into right field. Romero was lifted for Lomo, who pinch hit for him.
And Logan Kinsing will take over on the mound. Just 5 appearances for him. 6 2/3. He has 7 strikeouts, 5 walks. Opponents hitting 167 against him. Fastball slider combination. Lowry, Correa, and Gaddis due up.
2, 3, and 4, not easy. Kinsing very efficient last night. Only 9 pitches to get 3 outs. 7 of those strikes, and innings scoreless. And for Kinsing, he picked up his first win of the year in the major leagues last night. And his first win of the majors since 2009, which had to feel good. Starts Lowry out with the strike. drive and a fair ball. Tough carom for Trumbo. Lowry, by the way, likely would have gotten into second. And right away, the Astros will bring the tying run up.
This is on the breaking ball. And I think you're right. It hit the corner right there of the stands. Did not touch the ball boy down there. Either way, it was going to be a double. But now you have to deal with the middle of the lineup.
And here's the rookie, Carlos Correa.
And with that double down the line, looks like Tom Wilhelmsen's going to get loose in the pen.
From what we have seen in the last couple of weeks, it won't surprise us over the final month of the season to see Tom come out and save situations for longer than 3 outs.
No, you're right. Tom, one of the few veteran guys that Lloyd has down in the bullpen. Really been pitching well lately. He's had a good fastball. He's been anywhere from 95 to 98 miles an hour with his fastball.
Lowry at second with a double, nobody out. Foul ball towards Seager. Last year, the Mariners did not have much margin for error in terms of winning ball games, but they did have the best bullpen in the league, which could shorten the game up to 6 innings. This year, still not much margin, and a bullpen with a lot of youth or inexperience, which aren't always the same thing. Still 1-2. Correa, a home run in game 1 of this series. He's got 16 on the year. He is the tying run. Another foul ball.
And so far, Kensing doing a really good job of keeping the ball away from him. Late in the ball game, you don't want to make a mistake in the middle or middle end. Seeing all those pitches on our EQC tracer, most of them sliders. That last pitch, fastball.
It's well past Sucre. A healthy hop back to him, but doesn't help enough. Lowry is into third.
Looks like another slider. You can see Sucre wants it down out of the strike zone. Unfortunately, Kensing pulls it across and ends up in the backstop.
Wild pitch makes that doubled into a triple now. The 2-2. Now, when you come to Houston this year, you just have to know it's not going to be easy. First place team, the best team at home in the American League. And they're threatening here in the 8th. Marte. Not very deep. And a big, important out, number 1. Coming this fall on Root Sports, it's the high school football game of the week, brought to you by Acura of Bellevue. We kick off the season tomorrow with the game featuring Mount Si and Woodinville at 7 p.m. Don't miss your favorite local teams in action this season right here on Root Sports.
And Lloyd not going to take any chances. He's going to go with the guy that's been his best lately, and that's Tom Wilhelmsen.
So Tom coming on with a runner at third base, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. And at third, Tom Wilhelmsen coming on. We'll take a look at our CenturyLink. What's next? As Edgar Olmos will be making his second start for the Mariners Friday night. Our coverage begins at 6:30 from O.Co Coliseum. Aaron Brooks, who was acquired from Kansas City, the Zobrist deal, will make one of his early starts for the Oakland A's. The King on Saturday, Iwakuma on Sunday. And here is Tom Wilhelmsen.
For Tom, 43 appearances, a 3.60 ERA in 50 innings, giving up just 48 hits, 48 strikeouts for him. Opponents hitting .257. And he has his work cut out for him. Lloyd looking for him to get the Mariners out of this inning, and he'll probably pitch the 9th as well. Cleanup hitter and DH, Evan Gattis walking to the plate. Gattis so far tonight, 1 for 3 in the ball game.
Gattis, the RBI single back in the 3rd inning. That gave the Astros a lead at the time. Goes after the first pitch. A little rainbow. Trumbo. Shallow enough to keep Lowry at third base. Out number 2.
And Trumbo had started at first base, was moved to right field, and we'll take a look at his throwing arm. Big man's a good athlete. He throws a strike. No chance to tag up.
Two outs for Rasmus.
Lloyd making a trip out to the mound. And again, nobody throwing in the bullpen. He just wants to go over the scouting report with Rasmus and how Tom's going to pitch him.
This has really become a Lloyd staple in his year and almost 2 full years with the Mariners.
I asked him about it, and he said that he learned it from Jim Leland, and Jim Leland told him if you have a thought in your mind, you're better off going out there, because what you don't want to do is have something to say, not say it, and then kick yourself after the fact. So he doesn't. If there's something that he wants to be said, he'll go out there and take care of it.
Rasmus is the tying run. He's got Lowry at third base. Two and 0. Curveball missing that time. Not many at bats for Rasmus against Wilhelmsen, but some good success. And Tom really behind now, 3-0.
Well, he hasn't thrown him a fastball yet. A couple of curveballs on last pitch, looked like a slider, maybe his cutter. Gomez waiting on deck. That might have been part of the conversation. Gomez, a right-handed hitter, a better matchup. I don't think Tom trying to walk him intentionally here. He is the tying run. Still didn't give in to him right there, and that pitch is down, but he gets the call from Ted Barrett. Gomez, since getting traded over to Houston, coming into the game tonight, hitting just .214.
Has been better lately, but the overall number is not good. Strike there. Just getting the outside edge.
First fastball he's thrown him. Take a look at the last pitch. Set up inside. You can see him elevating his glove. Rasmus, a really good low ball hitter.
Wilhelmsen's 3-2, and Rasmus swings right through it. Lowry stranded at third. The tie and run retired at the plate. Plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag RootFanFave. Each month, one lucky fan will win a Coors Light Refrigerator just for participating. For official rules, visit rootsports.com. On to the top of the ninth inning. Mariners still holding on to a 2-run lead and a new pitcher up on the hill for the Astros. It is Josh Fields.
43 appearances, a 2.20 ERA. 54 strikeouts in 41 innings. That's a big number for him. Opponent's hitting just 168. And that was some really good pitching by Tom Wilhelmsen. Mariners ended up with a runner on third and nobody out. Kenson gets an out, but then Tom with a lazy fly ball and a strikeout to get out of the inning. Nobody thrown in the Mariner bullpen. Tom will pitch the ninth.
Shattered bat. And a little blooper. Gomez can't get there. Gutierrez reaching for the third time. It's his second hit.
And this bat will shatter. But Franklin is okay with that, picking up a base hit.
Here is Trumbo. Trumbo the opposite way towards the corner, but foul.
And the Rangers have tied the ball game up in San Diego, 2-2.
Rangers trying to track down the Astros. Correa ranging, can't get it. Goody into second base. Trumbo's first hit tonight. It comes here in the ninth. The Mariners have the first two reach.
And that will bring up Logan Morrison. Logan came on as a pinch hitter for Romero, worked a walk. We'll take a look at the swing by Trumbo.
Lobo carrying back to the warning track, back to the wall, and this is over the fence for a home run. Back-to-back nights, Logan Morrison, opposite field shot, and the Mariners have opened it up in the ninth inning. 3-run homer, Logan Morrison, 8-3 Mariners.
They hit a 2-run home run, pinch hit home run last night into right field, and this time he just goes with the fastball. It's elevated for him. He hits it pretty good. Not sure if it's going to get out or hit off the wall, and he has just enough of it to put it in the first row.
You're in the front row right here.
A quick 3 runs for the Mariners.
First 3 men reaching: Goody, Trumbo, and Logan Morrison. There is Sucre. We were talking about it earlier when Lomo stepped in. Entering that at bat over half of his home runs 7th inning or later, and that trend continues tonight. And was helped out last night as well. Weak wave and a miss there by Sucre, who is disposed of quickly. Out number 1.
That'll bring up one of the stars of the game tonight, Sean O'Malley. What a night. Getting the start in center field, hitting 9th in the lineup. He's been on base all 4 times. He is 3 for 3, walked back in the 4th inning. He's driven in a couple of runs, and he scored a run.
If you think about it, on this road trip, Mike, we've seen some pretty impressive and unique Mariners debuts between Hicks at third base and O'Malley tonight being such a part of things, hitting 9th.
The other thing that's been interesting is Hicks gets his start behind home plate, gets a base hit, His first time up.
Yeah. First at bat.
Romero gets a base hit. First time up, and O'Malley gets a base hit.
Pretty good start.
That's the way you want to do it.
Fouled back off of Conger. Well, this ballpark has really started to empty out at this point. This is how it felt back in 2013. A little bit last year, too. Tough years for the Astros. And well, O'Malley is mortal, apparently. He is retired after reaching each of his last 4 times.
Borderline pitch, probably off the plate. You can see Logan talking to Edgar Martinez. Edgar had a big smile on his face. Why not? The last pitch was a ball.
That's been an issue tonight on both sides. Back to the top of the order, Marte. Now 2 runs in the 8th, a 3 spot for the Mariners here in the 9th. 1-2. Down to an inning. Wilhelmsen, some big pitching in the bottom of the 8th inning, facing the tying run. Towards Altuve, gets rid of it quickly. Marte retired. One big swing from Logan Morrison, a 3-run shot has given the Mariners a 5-run cushion. That, Brad. Much easier. Big time 3-run homer for Lomo as Seth Smith has taken over at right field.
Tom deserved it because he came in a tough situation in the 8th inning and was able to get out of it.
Facing Gomez. For his pitch and a foul ball.
And a broken bat.
You can hear that well. Astros down to their final 3 outs, trailing by 5 runs. And remember, the Astros have not lost a series here at home since the end of May against the White Sox. They have won or and no worse split each of their last 12 home series. Tom ahead 0-2. 46-22 the Astros at home this year.
And how about Logan Morrison? Did not start last night or tonight, and probably has had as big an impact on both of those games.
You're absolutely right. Off the curve, into the corner. Gomez hustling quickly into second base, and he wants 3. Here comes the throw, and it is not a tie. Gomez, his first hit tonight, a 3-base hit.
Well, we talked about it. He can really run, and it looked as if Franklin had some issues down there. Right there is when he decided to go for third. As you would guess, the Mariners now with a 5-run lead play their infield back.
Preston Tucker fouls off the first pitch. Tucker just recalled today from AAA, but he's seen a lot of time in the big leagues this year. About 80 games with the Astros. And Wilhelmsen works ahead of Tucker 0-2, just like he did to Gomez. First ball of the inning for Wilhelmsen. That time missing with the fastball. The 1-2. Tucker cuts right through it. Out number 1.
And we'll take a look at it. Sure, maybe the changeup. 87 miles an hour. Tom has been throwing 95, 96.
First pitch coming to Valbuena, strike 1. Lining it up at 97 that time. Valbuena, some words for Ted Barrett.
Well, there's been a lot of complaining on both sides tonight.
Foul ground. Seager, Marte, and it is Marte to make the catch. Foul territory, out number 2. Well, the Mariners are 1 out away from a road series win here in Houston.
See Marte covering a lot of ground. Right on the spot. Looked like that would have been a fair ball. No, foul territory.
Last hope for the Astros, Hank Conger, the number 9 hitting catcher. And Conger eyes the first pitch strike. This game was all tied at 3 going into the 8th. The Mariners grabbed 2 runs and then tacked on 3 more in the 9th. And now it is 0-2. Walker, a quality start, 6 2/3, 3 runs. And then hand things over to the bullpen. Smith, then Kensing, and now Wilhelmsen, a strike away. Gomez, the man at third.
Good play by Sucre on a breaking ball. That was his curve ball.
And Wilhelmsen's 1-2. Conger stays alive. Off day tomorrow for the Mariners in the 3-game weekend series in Oakland. Before coming home. It'll be 4 games at home against, right now, a pretty hot Rangers team. What a night for that man. O'Malley in center field. Logan Morrison. Another clutch home run. Off the bench, no less. Rips right through it. A fist bump there for Wilhelmsen. The Mariners win it, and they win the series here in Houston.
Again, Logan Morrison, you see him right there. A lot of guys had a nice series here. Trumbo with 3 home runs. Logan homers in back-to-back games. A 2-run homer last night as a pinch hit. That proved to be the difference. Gives Tom Wilhelmsen some cushion tonight with an opposite field 3-run homer. And how about Sean O'Malley? Congratulations to him tonight. What a night in his debut with the Mariners. 3 for 4 tonight. Really did an excellent job out in center field.
Incredible work by O'Malley and others. The Mariners 4-3 on the road trip. They win the series, and the Astros, who have been a Goliath here at home in Houston, lose their